Hello, welcome to the Big Five's reflection on Chapter 7 and Chapter 18. Here are the members of our team. Without further ado, let's get started on Chapter 7, Customer Value Driven Marketing Strategy, Creating Value for Target Customer. And we have four objectives for this chapter. Let us rewind for a bit before going in. In the first chapter, we have learned about two big questions that must be answered in order to design a winning marketing strategy. What customers will we serve, and how can we serve these customers best? The answer to those questions lies in Chapter 2, where we learn about the technical term, marketing strategy. And now, in Chapter 7, we will discuss more closely about each step in this process. A customer-driven marketing strategy includes four steps. The first two steps, segmentation and targeting, answers the first question, which customers to serve, and the next two steps, differentiation and positioning, help define a business value proposition. Let's move on to the first step.
Let's move on to our second objective of today, which is market segmentation. We will list and discuss the major bases for segmenting consumer and business markets. Segmentation is the division of large and diverse markets into smaller groups so that marketers can reach customers effectively and efficiently by providing products and services matching their unique needs. Four major segmentation variables are geographic, demographic, psychographic, and behavioral. Most companies use multiple segmentation bases at once. First, we have geographic segmentation. A company should take into consideration the geographical differences in needs and wants to localize its products, services, sales, and marketing efforts to fit the needs of a specific region. For example, in the Vietnamese market, Uniqlo focuses on promoting UV protection hoodies because this is a tropical country where the weather is usually hot with lots of direct sunlight in the daytime. The next one is demographic segmentation. It is the most common segmenting method due to its close link to the customer's needs and wants and its convenience in measuring. It's based on many variables, for example, age and life cycle stage. Nestle used age and life cycle segmentation with Mello targeting young kids and Resource Senior Active for the elderly. Second one is gender segmentation. We also have this kind of segmentation like Chanel with its clothes and perfumes. Third one is income segmentation. For example, Dior or Louis Vuitton are high-end brands targeting the upper class whose pricing is high and there's hardly any sell-off. Then we have psychographic segmentation. Often, what people buy reflects their lifestyle and personalities, so marketers do segmentation and develop marketing strategies based on those psychographic factors. For example, the tattoo service is usually aimed at people with strong personalities and are into arts who want to show off their special characteristic features. The final one is behavioral segmentation. Many marketers believe that behavior variables are the best starting point for building market segments. Buyers can be grouped according to occasions when they get the idea to buy, actually buying, or use the purchased items. Seasonal products like Starbucks pumpkin spice latte are prime examples for this type of segmentation. Next is benefit sorts. Benefit segmentation requires finding the major benefits people look for in the product, the kinds of people looking for each benefit, and the major brands that deliver it. For example, Nike has a variety of shoe collections with distinct attributes for each usage purpose, like running shoes or basketball shoes. We also have user status, user rates, and loyalty status. Marketers can also be segmented based on user statuses into non-users, ex-users, potential users, first-time users, and regular users. Another type of division based on user rates is to segment markets into light, medium, and heavy product users. They can also be divided into groups according to their degree of loyalty. Let's have a look at segmenting business markets. So business buyers can be segmented geographically, demographically, or by many other variables. Many of the same variables are used to segment consumers markets and business markets, and almost any company serves at least some business markets. Then we have segmenting international markets. Companies can segment international markets using one or several variables. Even when countries are close together, they can vary greatly in economic, cultural, and political makeup. So international firms need to segment their world market with distinct buying needs and behaviors. Companies can group countries by regions, economic factors, political and legal factors, or cultural factors. To define each segments of like-minded consumers globally, marketers can use intermarket segmentation. Let's look at the requirements for effective segmentation. First, it has to be measurable, meaning the size, purchasing power, and segment profiles can be measured. The second requirement is the segment can be effectively reached and served. It also has to be large and profitable. The fourth one is differentiable, meaning segments are distinguishable. And the final one is actionable, meaning effective programs are designed.
After dividing the market into segments, the firm moves on to evaluating them and then selecting the target segments. There are three key factors taken into consideration in the evaluating market segments process. The first one is segment size and growth. The second one is segment structural attractiveness, which is affected by competitors, substitute product, power of buyers, and powerful suppliers. And the third one is the company objectives and resources. Now, the company must decide which and how many segments it will target. Target market is a set of buyers who share common needs and characteristics that a company desires to serve. There are four different levels of market targeting that can be conducted, from broad to narrow. Undifferentiated marketing is the strategy where a firm ignores market segment differences and targets the whole market with one offer. For example, Coca-Cola serves the customer of all ages the same Coke product. In differentiated marketing, a firm targets several market segments and decides separate offers for each. Again, with Coca-Cola, it serves narrow niches with many brands and flavors, such as caffeine-free Coca-Cola, Zero Coke, Coca-Cola Cherry, and Coca-Cola Vanilla. Next is concentrated marketing, a market coverage strategy in which a firm goes after a large share of one or a few segments or niches. For example, Gucci and Chanel have their target markets already defined, which is the rich and affluent. So they focus on products that appeal to this segment who are willing to pay huge sums for luxury goods. Additionally, they usually portray a lavish lifestyle in their advertisement. And the last segment is micro marketing, including local marketing, tailoring brands and promotion to local customer, individual marketing, tailoring product and marketing programs to individual customer. So how to choose a targeting strategy? It is based on many factors such as the company resources, market variability, and competitors' market strategies. The issue that should be addressed is socially responsible target marketing, which serves not just for the aim of the company, but also the well-being of the consumers. For instance, IKEA is ranked first in creating most sustainable brand in this 2022. IKEA is always looking for better, socially responsible ways to create, sell, and recycle its products, and the company has committed to a variety of environmental and social initiatives in the hopes of a better future for all.
First, we need to understand what is a product's position. The product's position is a complex set of perception, impressions, and feelings that consumers have for the product compared with competing products. IKEA's product are home furnishing, but it is defined as a live improvement store in customers' mind. Similarly, Starbucks are positioned as fine-made drinks and wonderful places to work or to hang out with friends. The marketer's job is to strategically plan how they want customers to position their products compared to their competitors. There are four stages in choosing a positioning strategy. In the first stage, a brand should try to answer a question: what can it offer more than its competitor in terms of product, service, channels, people, or image? With people, Nike collaborated with basketball superstar like Michael Jordan to promote its basketball shoes and apparel collections. With image, we have Bitten Apple. You know what brand already, right? Once the companies have finished stage one, they must now decide on how many differences and which to promote using this criteria. For example, Walmart's advantage is unbeatable low price. In chapter one, we've talked briefly about value proposition. Now we will understand what it truly means. It is the first answer to the question, why should customer buy your brand? In general, the brand must provide offerings in green zone which are winning value propositions. Companies and brand positioning should be summed up in a positioning statement. The statement should follow the form to target segment and needs. Our brand is concept that point differences. Here we have McDonald's statement. In order to plan out an effective differentiation and positioning strategy, marketers must know where the product or business lands itself in the target market and among its competitors. Oftentimes, they will prepare a perceptual positioning map. This map can have multiple dimensions, and the size differences of the circles represent their relative market share. Here's an example of position map for several coffee brands. As you can see, Starbucks positions itself on quality that comes with a high cost, while 7-Eleven is positioned on a optimal, just enough experience, but highly affordable price that's suitable for the mass. Once it has been chosen the desired position, the company must communicate its desire to target customer by marketing mix 4Ps. However, marketers cannot just talk to win the customer's heart. They must deliver. Note that if a company want to modify a product's position to adapt to changing market, its plans should evolve gradually to avoid confusing among customers. Look at how Netflix successfully changed its position in customers' eyes. Netflix kicked off as an e-commerce rent DVD platform in 1998. The company soon switched to a subscription service model before introducing streaming capabilities in 2007 and secured its position in the market. From there, the brand collaborated with electronic companies, putting Netflix onto gaming platforms, smart TVs, and Apple devices. A few years later, Netflix started to produce original series such as Orange is New Black and Stranger Things. Now, Netflix has more than 180 million registered subscribers internationally and incredibly strong brand identity.
Chapter 18 is about creating competitive advantage. We have three objectives, which are competitor analysis, competitive strategies, and balancing customer and competitor orientations. First, let's have a look at competitor analysis. To plan effective marketing strategies, a company must track its competitors and make comparisons regarding strategies, products, prices, channels, and promotions. There are three steps: identifying, assessing, and selecting. Companies face a wide range of competitors. Take Watson, for example. Their competitors could be firms with the same product or product class, or who supply the same service, or who compete for the same consumer dollar, such as Guardian. In order to identify its competitors, a business can stand from an industry point of view, which means figuring out that industry's competitive patterns, or a market point of view, where they define competitors as companies aiming for the same customer needs in target markets. The second step is assessing competitors, and there are four small steps as follow. First, knowing competitors' objectives reveals whether they are satisfied with their current situation and how they might react to competitive actions. Also, understanding the competitors' objectives for various segments would help business plan one step ahead in the game. In most countries, competitors can be sorted into strategy groups in which companies follow the same or a similar strategy. For example, Pizza Hut and Burger King are in the same strategy group because they have similar characteristics and the same market share at about 1.2%. The more that one's firm strategy resembles another's, the more they compete. Important insights can emerge from identifying strategy groups, as companies can produce goods that surpass other members in the group in terms of quality and performance, or the interests of different groups may overlap. The third step is to assess competitors' strengths and weaknesses. So in the competition, a critical question arises: what are our competitors' strengths and weaknesses? Normally, companies learn about these through secondary data, personal experience, and word of mouth. Another way is benchmarking themselves against other firms. So basically, benchmarking is comparing the company's products to those of competitors or leading firms in other industries to identify best practices and find ways to improve quality and performance. The last one is estimating their reactions. So the company then needs to know what will our competitors do. Understanding their competitors' operative strategies, strengths, and weaknesses mean getting the hang of their actions and reactions to company moves. Also, knowing the philosophy of different companies can help in protecting the way they act or react.
After evaluating some features of competitors, the company now has to decide which competitor to attack and avoid based on how strong or weak the competitors are and whether the company can compete against them. A useful tool for assessing competitor strengths and weaknesses is customer value analysis,
which is used to determine the benefits of targeting customer value and the assessment of the competitors' offers. There exist good and bad competitors, in which good ones bring mutual benefits, while bad ones wipe opponents out of the field. Rather than compete directly with competitors, companies seek out and occupy position in uncontested market spaces. That's called blue ocean strategy, which make competition irrelevant by creating products and services for which there are no direct competitors. In 1978, Apple created the first popular home computer, the Apple II. The Apple II wasn't the first personal computer, but the latter was difficult to use with no monitor, no permanent memory, no keyboard. And the Apple II combined existing technology into an easy-to-use solution with compelling software for the home, like word processors and games, and at a low enough price, computers went mainstream. It was the blue ocean strategy example. Since gathering competitive intelligence can be costly, a cost-effective competitive intelligence system must be designed so that those relevant competitors' information could be collected, interpreted, distributed, and used by the company. With this system, managers can quickly obtain process info whenever they need.
Now we come to the next part, which is competitive strategies, where we explain the fundamentals of competitive marketing strategies based on creating value for customers. First, let's talk about approaches to marketing strategies. In the ever-changing market, no company can sustain itself with just one strategy. Different businesses and products, even within the same company, will require different strategies based on its position, objectives, opportunities, and resources. Companies' procedures to approaching marketing strategies usually consist of three stages. First is entrepreneurial marketing, where strategies that are flexible and individualistic applied by startup companies. Next is formulated marketing. As startups become bigger and more successful, they eventually adapt a more uniform marketing strategy. And lastly, entrepreneurial marketing, which is a mix between the previous two, where they still keep some of the formality that a company should have, but encourage employees to be creative and speak up their mind. While there are many approaches to make effective marketing strategies, they always include the need to balance between formulas and creativeness. Now, let's dig deeper into the marketing strategies that companies use. In marketing, they follow four competitive positioning strategies: three wins and one loss. Let's look at the three winning strategies. First is overall cost leadership, where everyone likes affordable products and companies take advantage of this. They seek to have the lowest production and distribution costs as possible to win over their competitors and get more customers. The second one is differentiation. Having something that is different from others makes you feel good, so companies concentrate on making the products different so it comes across as the class leader of the industry. And finally, focus, where companies only focus on certain segments instead of trying to appeal to the whole market and able to produce more on-point and quality products. Successful companies usually focus on only one strategy. Trying to do everything at the same time might result in suboptimal products. As you can see, these properties all lean towards the company getting more market influence and profit. But there's also customer-centered competitive marketing strategies, which suggest that company gain an edge in the market by providing superior value to the customers. They are called value discipline, which consists of operational excellence, where companies provide the products with the best price and convenience. They serve customers who want good products that are relatively cheap. Examples are Uniqlo and Muji. Second is customer intimacy. Companies tailor their products to suit their customers perfectly. Companies like this will do whatever it takes to build long-term customer loyalty. They serve customers who are willing to pay a lot in able to get what they want. Examples are Logitech and Apple. And lastly, product leadership. As the name suggests, the companies will make their products the leader in the market segment. They serve customers who want the newest products and services, regardless of the cost in terms of price and inconvenience. Examples are Samsung and Apple. Unlike the ones mentioned before, a company can pursue more than one value discipline at the same time and still have success. However, most companies will try to excel at one and just meet the standards for the other two. Now we come to competitive positions. Based on a company's objectives and resources, they will have a different target market. The difference of companies will make the market occupied with competitors trying to win over one another. There are four roles in the target market. First, the market leaders, which is the firm with the largest share in the market. Second is market challengers, which are firms that are trying to pass the leader. Third is market followers, who are firms that are jumping on the bandwagon and don't want to take risks. And finally, market niches, which are small firms that serve small segments that other firms don't pursue.
There are four types of strategies designed specifically for each market component. Most industries contain a knowledgeable market leader. For example, we have Walmart for retailing, Nestle for food and drink, or Toyota for car industry. A leader's life, however, is not easy. It always needs to watch out for competitors or it will lose the throne. However, there are three strategies that leaders can use to stay on top of the game. The first strategy is to expand the market by developing new users, new uses, and more usage of its products. For example, if more Americans consume fast food, then McDonald's would benefit the most because of its dominant market share. The leader must also protect its market share simultaneously by preventing or fixing weaknesses that provide opportunities for competitors, delivering its values, engaging customers in strong relationships, and maintaining a stable price. Marketers can also roll by increasing their market shares. Market challengers are those who are second, third, or lower in an industry and are sometimes quite large, such as PepsiCo, Ford, and Target. Marketers' challengers can choose to attack its own side or smaller local regional firms or even the market leaders. It may launch a full frontal attack matching the competitor's product, advertising, price, distributions, efforts. It attacks the competitor's strengths rather than its weaknesses. The outcome depends on who has the greater strength and endurance. PepsiCo challenges Coca-Cola in this way, and Ford challenges Toyota, Milo, and Ovaltine frontally. Does the runner-up always have to go against its competitors? The answer is no. Choosing to be a follower is one of the worth considering options. Not only being able to avoid many counterattacks from a leader, but a follower can also gain many advantages. It can actively learn and copy the success recipes of leaders. However, a follower should also stay conscious to avoid retaliation. What if your products or target segments are so unique that even the leaders or runners-up in a market cannot provide what you have? Congratulations, you're in the niche market. Some of the most common ways to define a niche are based on price, demographics, level of quality, psychographics, and geographics. Here are some winning niche brands in 2021. Lefties provides product for left-handed people. Tomboy X clothes for LGBT groups, Nomatic for nomadic lifestyle.
No matter which role a business occupies in the target market, it must still watch its competitors closely, find the optimal marketing strategy, and constantly adapt to the changing market. As the business evolves, they will find themselves centering around any of these four orientations: product, customer, competitor, and market. Companies today need to be market-oriented, which means to watch both their customers and competitors in order to be more proactive in delivering value to customers than their competitors. This is the end of our video. Thank you for listening.